Week 2 is over. Bills won, Chiefs won. Bunch of squeakers, bunch of blowouts, kind of surprising standings here and there, and a whole lot of injuries. So let's go through this. I already kind of did my post-Chiefs wrap-up because my Chiefs reaction video was a bust for technological reasons. Obviously, a lot of the talk after the game was about how the Chiefs won the game on that last penalty. I have a couple thoughts on it. First of all, it was pass interference. Second of all, it kind of sucks for that to be how a game gets won. Third of all, it seems to a lot of people like the Chiefs get calls like that. So if you look at Monday Night Football yesterday, there was a pass interference exactly like that did not get called. He got to the ball from behind him, made a play early, didn't get called, and that kept them potentially from getting a touchdown. The Eagles from getting a touchdown. Would have made a bit of a difference. But at the same time, when you start talking about the Chiefs always getting calls, the reason that they were at 4th and 16 to begin with is because there'd been a face mask call on 4th and 6 the play before against the Chiefs. So if it's scripted, then why... This is not to cancel out the fact that, as I continue to say, the Chiefs hold on the offensive line nonstop. If you look at the Monday Night Football game last night, Eagles lost, but I was really impressed to really be watching their offensive line sort of more than I ever have before, just to see, what the difference was going to be with the lack of Jason Kelce. And those guys are so big, they don't have to hold. Their average weight on that line, they said on the telecast, was like 330 pounds average. They hold clean because I'll just press their weight into you the tiniest bit and you're not going anywhere. That game was awfully boring for large chunks of time, but then the end got awfully interesting. I don't know what Sirianni was up to with that call. I saw somebody on Good Morning Football this morning say it was the perfect call, except for the fact that Saquon dropped it. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That there was no reason for there to be a pass in that moment. Isaiah Steinfeld, I'm saying that because Haley Steinfeld, that's not his name. Isaiah Steinbach. I was close. Isaiah Stanback. He said, you want to get the ball into the hands of your best player, and he'd been playing fantastic. Barkley'd been playing fantastic the whole rest of the game. Yeah, he had, as a running back, not as a pass catcher, and not as a pass catcher in that moment where you want to be running the clock down. So really, the Eagles brought that on themselves, and then Kirk looked amazing going down the field. They were in Bills-style prevent defense that did not work out for them at the end of the game. I could have told them that. I've seen that from McDermott a million times. McDermott's defense is doing a little bit better than I expected, though. They played amazing against the Dolphins the other day. Offense barely had to do anything. Josh didn't have to do shit. Josh was just jumping over benches.
Sideline and up and over the athletic ability.
Because he didn't have players he had to jump over because he just kept giving the ball to James Cook and Khalil Shakir. But the defense, what was it? 3 interceptions? One of them was a pick 6. The guy who got 2 of those and who got the pick 6, Ja'Marcus Ingram, he's an undrafted free agent out of UB. I guess he came in 2022. Is he not even covering for anybody? He's our dime back now. I'm losing track because of all the injuries. We got Taron Johnson out, so we got Cam Lewis covering for him. We've got now Terrell Bernard out, so it's Balin Spector coming in off special teams to cover for him. He did a great job after looking kind of lost at the very beginning. But anyway, Ja'Marcus Ingram, what a game.
Yeah, it's you know what I'm saying, it's a feeling that I don't even got words to describe.
Real happy for that kid. Less happy that he immediately got a letter telling him he needed to take a drug test.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Is what it is. It's pretty funny. It ended up on Rasul Douglas's Instagram. I love Rasul Douglas. Our cornerbacks are playing amazing. You look at the game on Sunday where the Cardinals threw to Marvin Harrison 900 times. He got 800 touchdowns. I can't remember what it wasn't 800 touchdowns. It was like 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, something crazy. That kid's good. Kyler Murray's good. And our cornerbacks had him locked down in the first week. So credit to Christian Benford, credit to Rasul Douglas, credit to Ja'Marcus Ingram. Our backs are doing amazing. Our safeties are doing surprisingly well. I mean, Raps, whatever, but Hamlin had 10 tackles, I think. He was doing, his real problem before his accident was people could slip by him. He was not great at making tackles in the open field. He did great in this game. He's really been working hard. Proud of that kid. He gets a lot of disrespect, but, you know, he came in 2 seasons ago, I believe, for Micah Hyde when Micah was out. And he was working hard. He wasn't great, but he was getting there. He was good enough to be a replacement starter. And then he got hurt. And then last year, he was recovering. Give him a shot. I think he's going to do great. He's doing great so far this season. Okay, so I've talked about the Bills. I've talked about the Chiefs. I've talked about Monday Night Football. Talked a little bit about the Cardinals. What other games were there? The Saints. What's going on with the Saints? Saints are the best team in the league. I did not see that coming. Blew out the Cowboys. Upset the Cowboys fans a tiny bit. Chargers basically blew out the Panthers. That seems to be a pattern. Poor Bryce Young. Bryce Young has now been benched for Andy Dalton after 1 season and 2 games. After the Panthers sold the farm to the Bears to get him in the first round. We'll see how it goes. As pretty much all commentators have been saying, get that kid a second chance on a different team and we'll see if he can pull his shit together, because the Panthers are just such a mess. Like, it's not just about him. It's about the offensive line. It's about the whole organization. Hope he gets another shot somewhere else. There are plenty of other places that could use a quarterback right now, Miami being one of them. They got good old Skylar Thompson in. We'll see how that goes. They've got, what's his name, Tyler Huntley. They got off somebody else's practice squad. We'll see how long Tua's out. Obviously, the conversation is all about whether Tua should retire, take the money and run, because he gets something like $50 million just for playing these 2 games. But we'll see what he chooses to do. I have a feeling he's not going anywhere. Vikings surprising the Niners. Niners are beat up by injuries now. They don't have McCaffrey. They just lost Debo. We got a lot of injuries going around. Pacheco now out for, I think they said, at least 6 weeks because he broke his fibula. Rams have lost Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Bengals are without Joe Mixon. Dolphins are still without Mostert. Justin Jefferson got hurt in that Vikings game, but I think he's okay. I think that may have been a one-off. But he got taken off the field. Kittle was taken off in a cart, I heard. Niners must have been just like, what is going on? Seahawks, Patriots, don't really care as long as they beat the Patriots. Giants, Commanders, don't really care. Wonder if Brian Daboll is going to keep his job. I lived in Wisconsin for a long time. I think I've said that on here before, and I have a lot of friends who are Packers fans, so I sort of passively root for the Packers, and I felt really bad when they lost Jordan Love, so the fact that they were able to pull one out against the Colts, that's great news for all my friends who are Packers fans, and also for people who are AFC fans and want to see the Colts not be a threat, which I'm perfectly happy to see. Browns beat the Jags, which means the Jags are now coming into Monday Night Football against the Bills with an 0-2 record. We do not tend to do well against the Jaguars. They tend to have our number, and them coming in desperate for a win also does not bode well. I think the Jags are a terrible team. I hate Trevor Lawrence. I think he's insanely overrated, but they get to us, man. They took out Milano last year. I think if the Bills are going to lose one game early in the season to kind of knock us back onto our butts a little bit, this might be it. This is our trap game. Jets-Titans I watched parts of, but was insanely bored by. Aaron Rodgers looked fine. He's not putting on an MVP performance yet. And Will Levis. Ooh, Will Levis. I want this kid to be good. I keep calling them all kids. I have no idea how old Will Levis is. Not very old. Is this his 3rd season? Something like that? Good luck to Will Levis. Your coach has your back even though he's screaming obscenities at you. Bucks Lions, that surprises me. I did not watch that game. I hear Goff did not play great. And again, I said last week, Baker Mayfield's sneaking up on people, you guys. Steelers beat the Broncos. Steelers are 2-0. My family's happy. I think they've scored 1 touchdown maybe in 8 quarters so far. This is a very defense-heavy team who have not had to play strong offenses, and I hate Sean Payton, so ha 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 ha. And then lastly, we had the Bears not living up to this glow up I was talking about. I don't know where our generational talent first pick is, but it's not looking good for the Bears right now. And the Texans are scary, man. And Diggs didn't even really do much of anything this week, but the Texans worry me more than any other team. Sorry, Chiefs fans. They just do. You guys did not look great. Mahomes and Kelsey were real out of sorts. But you're who you are, and you're always in the mix. Losing Pacheco is going to be tricky for you guys. I forgot to talk about the Raiders and the Ravens. That's why the camera angle does not look the same. I had to come back. Raiders, Ravens. What's going on with the Ravens, man? The Ravens are not having fun. Well, one Raven had fun this week.
What was I saying, Ocho? What was I saying? I ain't hear.
You was like, you gonna take this dick. Now,
Ocho!
All right, that's my wrap up. I will be doing a reaction video, in theory, to the Chiefs game this weekend, and then, of course, one for Monday Night Football against the Jags for the Bills. So until then, go Bills.
I enjoy this Bills team.